Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
I'm freaking out, man.
You are freaking out, man.
But our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
What's up, and welcome into Right Comboed. This is episode 6, brought to you as always by Ma Mitchell's Meatloaf, made to order since 1988. I am Trav on the ones and twos this evening, hosting and West Coastin'. Good to see ya, fellas. Got two of the other four muck piles that are usually with me and a special guest tonight. We're going to start with the special delivery, Bryan Mitchell. It is a pleasure to see you, my friend. How are you doing tonight?
You as well, bud. Yeah, no complaints over here. Yeah, it's going smooth. Had some big news happen over the weekend. We'll get into that in a bit.
We'll get to that.
You betcha.
That.
Yeah.
Effing A, buddy. Love to hear it. Ernesto Sanchez down in the bottom right corner. Eric Mitchell, how are you doing tonight, my brother?
Doing great, man. Looking to roll into this weekend, do a little wedding planning and sign building and whatnot. Enjoy some sunshine.
Yeah, it is.
Doing well, my friend.
The weather has taken a turn the last week, fellas, and I am for it. I am
beautiful.
Joining us tonight,
so
our special guest.
So nice.
Oh, we love it. A dear friend of the Right Comboed podcast. All five of us have incredible memories with this guy. He is a culinary wizard of Chopped Canada fame. He is the Tate Street OG and the Swiss Delight. Lukas Gurtner, how are you doing tonight, man? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, boy. Thank you very much. I'm wonderful. I mean, life is good, boys. Back in Victoria, not going anywhere for a bit. So, I can't complain at all. I feel honored to be here with you boys. So I'm stoked. Let's do this thing, eh?
Yeah, giddy up.
Likewise, buddy. Likewise. Yeah. And Trav, I just want to say that was quite the nice introduction you did there. That was on point.
Yeah, I got to highlight the guest, my man. He's the star of the show tonight. So
nicely done.
Had to give him the nice entry. Yeah, maybe make him want to come back again. So super excited to have you, buddy. Lukas is a long time friend of all of ours. Eric, I think you've probably known him since like early elementary school.
Probably 4 years old. 4 or 5 years old, yeah.
That's incredible. Bryan, I assume since you're Eric's brother, you probably knew him around that time as well.
Yeah, pretty much. Possibly even before.
Yeah, tagging along. Yep, just my big brother.
Yeah. When you're this old, you know everyone.
Yeah. Lukas said there that you had all the porno mags, so you were the hookup.
Oh, what a fond memory. That's amazing. Yeah, I do remember that.
Kids nowadays aren't even gonna know what porno mags are, boys. Like kids nowadays
I know.
Don't even know what a porno mag is. Crazy.
What a terrible time to be growing up.
You haven't lived until you've stolen porno mags from the Chevron, I'm telling you.
Biker babes.
Yeah. Biker babes. Yeah. You got roasted with that. You got roasted with one of those by Dad, I think. Oh, so funny.
Yeah, because he probably fucking stole it and added it to his collection. Like, come on.
Wouldn't doubt it, boys. Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, that was new material for him. So absolutely, he was taking that.
Oh shit.
We're off to a great start here, fellas. We got a really fun episode planned. We're bringing back the would you rather questions. Those were a smash hit on our first episode, so we're gonna do a little bit of those. We're gonna do a little travel back in time for a little nostalgia as well, fellas, and we're gonna talk to Lukas about some of his stuff to highlight our esteemed guest of the evening. But first, I want to throw out a big congratulations to my man Bryan here on the screen. Not sure how you did it, B, but you tricked her into saying yes. So bravo to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, she's a keeper. I just want to start here, Bryan, by saying like I'm very protective of the boys, and when new girlfriends come into the fold, I have some fairly strict criteria. Not super strict, but they need to meet this criteria. One of them is, do you
Yeah,
make
I
my friend
understand.
happy? Do you make my friend happy? We have a check in that category.
Oh yeah.
And there's only two criteria really. Do you make my friend happy, and can you tolerate being around all of us boys if we're all hanging out together? And she checks both
Tall
of those
order.
boxes, so she's an absolute gem in my book,
Yeah.
buddy, and I couldn't be happier for you. So congrats, man.
Oh, Travis, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. And she loves you guys. I'm so happy she's a part of the crew. I know she doesn't come around all that much, but when she does, it's all fun, and she thoroughly enjoys it. Has nothing but good things to say about our whole crew. So love it.
Amazing.
Yeah, happy
Which
to.
means she's been
Haley.
drunk every time she's around us. Every time she's around us, she's been having a couple bevies. So
Oh hell yeah, that's like whenever we're like kid free, that's time to cut loose, obviously, right? So
I'm just saying that's probably the reason why she likes us so much still.
Amazing. I'm still trying to figure out why she likes me. So I mean, you guys are good. I'm.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't want the answer to questions B, so just don't even ask. Just let it ride, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know this. But no, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the congratulations.
Looking forward to it, buddy. And actually, my old lady Sabrina pointed out to me that the main five of us that are usually on the show with Kyle and Keegs, all five of us fiancés right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Oh, I hate that word, Travis. I hate
I know,
that
isn't
word.
it terrible? Like, I don't, yeah.
But I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's
awful.
the worst. Like, yeah, it just makes me vomit a little bit when I hear it. But no, I know what you're saying.
Trav's going on the longest fiance ever.
Yeah, I'm going for a Guinness World Record, fellas. I mean, we got engaged like 6 years ago, and I will definitely be the last one of this group to get married. So,
oh wow, yeah.
We decided to hammer out a bunch of kids instead. So, mission accomplished, right?
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah. Check that off the box. Okay, Luca. So it would be wrong if I did not dive into the life and times of you as our special guest tonight. Eric and Bryan, feel free to jump in here off of any of the stuff that I'm throwing at Luca. Just wanted to talk a little bit about your journey, Lucas. You are like one of the best chefs that I've ever seen ever, and that's on TV or in life. What you can do with food is absolutely incredible. I remember one night in the basement of my mom's old place, we made some chicken cordon bleus, and I'm pretty sure we had very limited supplies, but you made a deadly meal. And so yeah, just like wanted to dive into that and just, did you remember that? Yeah, down at the basement on Millgrove there when I had the garage going.
Dude, that's where the gas mask went down, baby.
Oh baby.
Yes, it did.
Sorry, are we able to?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, totally, absolutely. And did it ever? Yeah. Many of the boys went down as well after hitting the gas mask. Good thing there were some couches. Yeah. Oh, and it stunk, and it was old and like old rubber. Yeah, it was fucked. So anyway, I want you to kind of tell us about all of the places that your culinary mastery has taken you, buddy, because you have been to a lot of different destinations. I know there was a foray in Montreal and stuff. So I just want to kind of take a peek into the journey and where that's taken you.
That's sweet, man. Thanks so much. And yeah, just like, again, you guys, thanks so much for having this. Is pretty cool. You know, just the beginning of this alone was you know, just pretty exciting. So now just to be on the other side is pretty awesome. So, but yeah, I mean, cooking's been a trip, man. It's like taken me, like you said, a lot of places, but it's also been like a big learning lesson for me too. But yeah, I mean, let's think. I did my apprenticeship here. I started in 2008, and then that was like during the time of the house when we were at the house there on Pedo and stuff, and that was epic. And that's when I just like started my apprenticeship. And I just think about just like finishing like work and going there. It was just insane, man. Just some of those memories. So that's where that kind of all started for me with cooking there. And then I left there. I guess I left Victoria in 2011. Started working at Sonora. That was pretty awesome, man. That was kind of the beginning of something that I didn't really realize was going to be, but like it ended up being a lot more. So that was pretty cool. Then Montreal 2013, man. That was absolutely insane. That was a really cool time. I remember when I lived there too, Brando came and visited me too at one point, right at the end before I took off. That was pretty epic. So to have like a culinary experience there, and that place, Montreal was insane. Like not just as like just a cool place, but like on a culinary side, man. Like we can get into some stories there if you want, but like that was just like the stuff you see on TV or like the shit you hear about with Anthony Bourdain, like when he does stuff like that, like it was all of a sudden being like, oh wow, like this isn't like made up. Like some of this stuff like actually happens in kitchens, and like this is crazy, right? Like, and I think I'm glad I got a taste of that environment. I think it gave me a good realization of like what direction you could go in that industry on like a lot of levels. So yeah, that was cool too, man. And then I mean, then I went back to Sonora after that. I was at Sonora for almost 10 years, and that was a grind, like working the seasonal stuff. Like, Bryan, I know you know what that's like.
Oh man, lodge life, baby. It's so easy to get sucked into that lifestyle because it's absolutely amazing. So I get it. I know the 10 years, that's a long haul, man. That's a big one.
Yeah, but just like for you, like I totally understand like that like kind of lifestyle. I think that's a big reason why it wanted me to come back here and like get back to Victoria, and like to be able to do more things like this, and like the amount of things that I've just been able to do and hang out again has been awesome. And I think it's just been like a good progression, a realization that like work is great and all, but I think you get to the point in your life where it's like a life balance and there's other things that are more important than just grinding.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And especially like because it's seasonal, man, like it takes you away from your home turf. And as you get older, you need to sort of like get back to your roots and just like settle a bit. You can't be living out of a backpack and totes for your whole life,
Life, eh? The backpack, so true, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Just can't tell you how many times I've been like towing around totes of just living stuff and.
Totally. And I mean, like you said, it's fun and it's awesome. But then we're not young and as much as young as we were before, right? Turning 35, like that kind of lifestyle. It was great. It's getting me to a ton of amazing opportunities in my life and in my career. But now it's just like I want to have some fun with the boys and spend some time with my family. And there's more important things in my opinion now. But again, I can say that because I've got a lot of good experience too. So it's but again, like it's been awesome. And then now being back here, I've just been in Victoria. I've been helping around. I was helping out at a butcher shop. That was really cool. Called House Sausage, just kind of in Mayfair area, and that was really wicked. They're like a butcher shop, small team, showcase local product. Really, really cool.
Nice.
Did that, and then I was helping out a place at Deep Coast LA for the last couple months. That shit should be a TV show, man. This guy, he's like 77 years old school French chef, still running the kitchen. He smokes a cigar, man, in his mouth, cuts them in half so they're not like too long, and he just chews on it. Sometimes it's not even lit. He's just chewing on it. Like,
oh man,
it's crazy, man. He's maybe 5'3". His name's Pierre, and he's an absolute.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's a weapon. He's an absolute weapon.
Dude, he's running his restaurant in Deep Cove for almost 50 years. And
impressive.
It's been like a family restaurant that we've been going to since kids. And he was running out of staff. Like he lost a lot of long-term staff. Was having a hard time. I mean, I understand why he's been ill. Like the guy said, he's yelled at everyone, right? He's friends. Like, especially this generation, they ain't working for me, man. I'm sorry, dude. Like, you met my dad. I was brought up with that guy, and this guy's like insane, dude. Like, so like, staff this place, right? So, long story short, my dad and I are there right now helping him out because he's his staff. So we've been working there for the last.
Oh wow.
And it's been really cool, man. It's been a good experience. Jokes aside about it all, like it's just been a big like respect thing for this. Like, the guy's 77, man, and like working the line, like me, fuck that. Excuse my friend. Like,
no way.
No way. So I think that's pretty much been it, man. Like now I'm here. I've locked down the job for moving forward now. it kind of just actually kind of sorted it all out today. So it's still kind of in the air. I would say more if I could, but
Yeah.
all I can say is, yeah, like I'll be cooking here at a pretty cool spot. I'm pretty happy about it. And
Nice.
yes, be able to come hang out and it'll be really cool. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's been a big thing for me, is like being able to have like an actual restaurant where the boys can just come and have dinner, and I can, you know, cook.
It's so good to have you back, man. It's so good to have you back. Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. Well, thanks. But yeah, that's been the journey, man. There's been crazy stories throughout it. The best way I can say it is that, like, I know a lot of people can relate to the industry with Anthony Bourdain, and like everything he says is true, man. Like, like everything, the joke, the reality, to like craziness, he's got it on the money, and it's just because he's experienced a lot of it too. And I think that's the best way, like, that people can relate to it who haven't like done it themselves, is just like listen to that guy, because I think he really, brings it to light.
Nice, man. Yeah, and like
quite the ambassador for that industry, like the best.
Love it.
Totally.
Love it.
Yeah.
So Luca, actually, you kind of alluded to the next question I wanted to ask you. You were talking about some of those stories, and you were saying that we can get into them if we want, and I absolutely would like to. I was going to ask you what one of your funniest stories from all those experiences are. Like, we back home, we're always so excited for you when you were going on these trips, and awesome that Brando got to come out and visit you, but I unfortunately, and probably lots of the boys, weren't able to come out and visit you and stuff. So why don't you give us a glimpse into one of the funniest situations or stories that you encountered in some of those travels?
Wow. Do you want, like, there's some crazy ones, man. Like, I think for me, my time at Sonora, like being on a secluded island, you're literally taking like 100 people, 110 people, random, all ages. And I think for me, like, some of the craziest things that I've ever seen, I swear that place could have been like a TV show. Like, they could have like put cameras in there, and like some, like, I'm sure it's no different with you, Bryan. Like, when you're in a secluded area, when you're surrounded, like, just things are different. People are crazy, so like for me,
Totally, man. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So Sonora, like, my favorite memory, I got to say, it's not too long of a story, but it's I think it fits like the boys. Again, this one's definitely not PG, but it's pretty amazing. When you work at Sonora, you lose staff a lot of the time, and we lost the dishwasher, and I wasn't chef at the time. I was like a sous chef, and the dishwasher that we brought on, like, in mid-season, like, you kind of get what you can get. So we got this guy, his name was Caius, and he was like jacked and like 190, 200 pounds, all muscle, pretty short. And I remember him getting off the boat onto the dock, and he like just like jumped the whole thing. He had like this massive backpack on, and he's like boom, like, and he was like, he almost sounded Russian, but he wasn't. He grew up on the island, but he like literally talked like he had a Russian accent. It was like,
wow.
It was awesome. And so all of a sudden you're like, okay, well, this guy's pretty intense, right? And you're in this area. So we start working, we're in the kitchen, he's a dishwasher, and he's like always got food in his mouth all the time. Always like eating stuff, like, and these guys like a trained martial artist, I guess he does like jiu-jitsu, black belt. And again, he's just like immaculate. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, at one point, I'm going outside the back door and pass him, and then this guy's doing push-ups, man, ripping push-ups, and he's on chain. He's just boom, 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 boom. I just wish I could be making this stuff up, man. And he's just going to town. I'm like, bro, like, you good? And he's like, yeah, I'm just getting some push-ups in. I'm like, well, like, maybe like do that after work. You're right beside a door. Like, I almost took you out, man. Like, so whatever. We keep going on, but like, this is the kind of guy he is. Like, he's super interesting. So when you get to know him more, you understand that he's he like believes in he's like Muslim, he believes in halal and all that kind of stuff. So all of a sudden, like, more of this stuff, you start going like, okay, like, man, like, what kind of guy did you hire here, and like all this kind of stuff. So we start going, and I start, long story short, he starts to realize I'm into running and stuff like that. And we go on these hikes and stuff like that. Same thing. We go on these hikes. This guy literally rips his shirt off, goes and like he's got this like Russian accent. We start going on these hikes. It's just like, this guy's super insane. So I'll get to the point. So like long story short, all these kind of things are showing like this guy's, I don't feel like this guy should be on a secluded island right now. Like I feel like this guy's like, it's just waiting to happen. So I remember the night we're hanging out and he's like, I don't know, like having a couple of drinks, smoking a joint, and he looks like he's got a chew like in his mouth, like a big thing of chew, and he's chewing on something. But it's like, I don't really think much of it. And then later on, I'm about to go to bed. I work like 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm about to go to bed, and this guy like knocks on my door, and he goes, "Hey man, like, I think we have a problem." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Kayat is like really like messed up, and he tried to fight me and try to kick me and stuff." I'm like, "What do you mean, man?" "Yeah, like I think he's high. I think he's messed up." So like trying to think about it, and then we go back to like him chewing and stuff like that, and we're like, "Man, so like." Long story short, this guy eats like a shit ton of mushrooms, like
Okay.
so much mushrooms that you probably should never eat, like ever. Like I don't think any of us have probably ever eaten in our life. And you're talking like 2 hours away from town. You're in the middle of nowhere, and this guy's like, "Hey man, this isn't good." So there's a building. It's called the Staff Lounge, and I'm in another area across from that. And you're looking across, and I'm with the guy who kind of told me. And I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden you see like CDs like flying across and things flying across the window. And you're like, oh man, like this is getting pretty crazy. Like this guy's pretty reckless. And like you're saying he's kind of scary. So all of a sudden we go, then I go talk to my chef, and then we grab him, and then we see him. And all of a sudden things get more intense, and you start like hearing kind of noises, and he starts like screaming and stuff like this. This guy's obviously having like an hour mushroom experience in like the casual staff lounge area where like everyone's supposed to be hanging out. It's like 8 o'clock or something like that, and we're all terrified because this guy like literally was like a structured, like just a beast. So, and then again, like just throughout the time things start getting worse, and then we get more people. Then all of a sudden, like it starts getting really scary, and then like we're talking like chairs are getting smashed across in like the room and stuff like that. Glass is getting smashed. Like things are like, it literally sounds like it was one of the most terrifying things like I'd ever heard in my life. So all of a sudden, it's getting serious. We're like, okay, well, guys, like people are starting to get scared here, and like we're starting to like we need to think about what's going on here. And there's like 7 or 8 grown men, and we're all just kind of like, okay, well, we got some bear mace. We literally had rope. We were like pretty much preparing if this guy came out, because at one point the guy was literally butt naked with his cell phone walking around the place like this, just like,
oh my god,
screaming, man. And like it was just one of these things that you're just there. It's just like I think we were up till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Waiting. The police had to come and pick him up, and then I remember talking to my chef, because my chef was just there, and he was just like terrified. Being like, I just brought this. The guy didn't even last like 9 days or something like that, and it was insane, man. Like there was literally people screaming and like just terrified of the whole thing, and I'm like this. Like I said, man, this could have been on a freaking TV show. Like this.
It sure sounds like it, man. That sounds like a nightmare. That's insane.
I'm trying to think, yeah, like for sure, hands down, craziest thing that's happened for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I got lots of like random stuff, but that one alone, man, like I'll never forget that, man. Like they have pictures, they posted up afterwards when they renovated the whole place, but there's pictures of what the room looked like. The TV screen, like 56-inch TV screen, had like palm stripes and like massive smashes and cracks and stuff like that. Like there was literally like it was absolutely insane.
He just went wild.
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
Like I think he ended up getting like arrested for it, all this kind of stuff too. But it's like one of these things, man. It's just like you can't make that kind of stuff up, man.
Yeah, fuck, know your limit and play within it. Am I right?
nice.
Punch with it.
That was the scariest thing ever. He just looked like nothing happened. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he talked to us, and I'm like, do you just understand what just fucking happened, man? Like he came out like nothing happened. He sat down, he talked to us, and the general manager's like, "So the police are coming to arrest you," and he's like, "Yeah, cool, no problem." He was just like super. It was the most messed up thing ever, man. Seeing that like 360, but again, it was in the period of like 6 hours where it went to like to like this other thing. And again, like this is like a work environment. You're like, when this kind of stuff happened, man? It's like,
what about the guests?
sorry.
What about the guests?
So the staff accom, and that was the thing, man. Like, so we were literally calling down because, like, it's like staff accommodations here, the resort stand, and there's literally, like you said, like guests around there. But where the staff com, it's a little bit farther out. But we remember calling the kitchen and being like, "Hey guys, like, we have a situation. You might want to like avoid this area." Like, it was everyone was freaking out, man.
Well, glad everyone was okay, because I mean, for somebody who seems that kind of wound up before doing mushrooms, you probably should not be doing a bunch of mushrooms regardless of dosage.
You could have seen this guy, man. It was absolutely terrifying. Like I said, 8 of us grown men were out there with bear mace, rope, and we were like, if this guy comes, we need to have a strategy on this, because this is gonna be insane.
Yeah, if he's a unit, what was his name, Lucas?
His name was Caius.
Caius. Well, that's not a very common name. I wonder if you could like look him up and see. Just the way you describe this guy, he just looks like an absolute lunatic. Like, I'd like to see a picture of him.
To know what this guy's doing, because he grew up here, man, on the island. So, like,
I know really? He's private band, man.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. He's in prison or something. Like,
we find out that there is some history to that guy after the fact. Like, I think it was like, one of those quick hires, and you probably should have looked into the background a little bit more, because then after the fact,
for sure,
things came in, and they're like, yeah, probably should have hired that guy. But
yeah.
It happens. It happens. But good thing everyone was okay, and we got a story out of it for the pod, I guess, right? And
hell yeah.
Like you said, I think the best thing is know your limits, stick within it. There, I think that's what we can learn.
Totally.
Don't do drugs.
Mushrooms are a fucking fine line, boys. They're a fine line.
Oh yeah. Woo!
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Luca, I got 2 more for you, and then we're gonna move into some other topics here. As a professional who I've actually bounced some cooking stuff off you previously in the chat. If I need a little piece of advice, I'll shoot you a message. So I was hoping you might throw out kind of your top 3 foundational tips for like novice cooks, like just kind of foundations that you want to lock down to move forward in your progression.
I think, like, I don't know if it makes sense for some people. I think for me, the thing that people are scared the most of with cooking is using a knife. Like, I see some people, when you don't feel comfortable and things like this. And I think because of that, then they get deteriorated to want to cook or do stuff because it's a hassle and things like that. So, like, I could say anything, man. Like, it was drilled into me in the beginning of cooking, but like having just some knife skills, having a sharp knife, things like that. I know it sounds like kind of funny, but I think that's huge. And I think through that, then you're just going to feel more comfortable to want to cook. And then when it comes through that, it's easier. And I think, like, another thing for me too is like just like being comfortable. Obviously a lot of people use recipes, but I say like recipes are guidelines. I think like they're great if you don't have the confidence, you don't feel comfortable with like maybe some flavors and things like that, so they can help you get there. But like, I think the best thing about cooking is just like making it up on your own and like taking stuff and being like, hey, this is super cool. And like, that's always been my kind of cooking. Like, go to the market, see what's fresh, what's nice, and you grab that. And then also the way how expensive things are these days, like, I feel like if you were to buy upon a recipe, it'd be so expensive. Like, you have to this and that and this, and like, man, like, I just go like, okay, that's cheap, this is cheap, okay, this is good,
and you can use it for multiple meals too, right? Like,
totally. Yeah. So I think like for me with cooking, like, I think that's a big thing. Like, I think if like screw the recipe a little bit, like obviously use it, but like just like trust, like have some confidence in yourself. And then I think like another one is just like I think it's hard because things are so expensive, but like knowing what you're eating and seeing where it's coming from, I think that's really important. I think you're also going to be more happy when you eat too. Like, you're talking about tips and things like that, but like I think like that's the biggest thing too, is like when you're eating kind of like seasonal and you're eating these kind of things that like you know that you're usually going to eat, like, don't eat asparagus when you can't, these kind of things. And it's half the time too, it's more expensive as well too. So I think a lot of times people, when they're buying stuff, they're buying things because either it's a recipe or something that they know. But like, if I can recommend anything, it's like buy what's in season, buy what's around, buy what's fresh, and a lot of the ways it's just easier that way.
Nice, man.
And also
Yeah,
just call me if you need any
Totally.
hookups.
Yeah, just call up Luca if you need any hookups.
Yeah.
Look, honestly, I always love it. Through COVID, it was crazy. The amount of people that called me and like were like, "Man, like, can you hook me up?" Because people had to like realize, like shit, I gotta cook now, and you know, it was just a realization, right? So it was cool, and I love that. I think for me, it's a part of my life, so I'd love to pass it on. And again, like like I said, recipes are guidelines, and I love to, like, you know, I base it off that. You know, how I started learning how to cook. So like now I don't really have recipes. It's just like I said, you just cook what you want.
Hell yeah, man.
I only really use recipes for like cook times, and maybe like making a sauce or something like that. You know what I mean? Just to see like how much or what things I should put into, because I'm not great on the sauce front. And I will say my knife skills could use some improvement. I think my technique is good, but my efficiency isn't quite as good as it could be. I could be a little faster. Ernst, you're pretty good with the knife in the kitchen. I know you are.
Oh, I'm not bad. I can chop it up pretty good. Yeah, I like to touch base on the old recipe thing there. Yeah, I like to just use them for mainly ideas. Like, we'll just look at pictures and be like, "Oh, that looks good. Oh, what's in that? Oh, I'm gonna beef that up. Well, bam."
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about just adding your own shit, right? And like sometimes you like your certain flavors that aren't necessarily in that, or you know, you can expand on some stuff as well. So yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. 3 tips for any novice cooks, and I might try and chop that clip out and post it up on the socials for anybody who's wondering. Because as you guys know, we like to give people a little bit of a glimpse into the stuff that we're all interested in. And Lucas, you are 100% a part of the Right Comboed family, so we'd love to highlight that as well, and maybe help out some cooks out there, which is awesome.
Yeah, straight up, man. I mean, like, recipes, no problem. You guys ever need anything?
I love it. Well, we might have to take you up on that for the Right Comboed cookbook, because we got some big plans for that bad boy.
Dude, I love the recipes that you guys are popping up, man. That's been nice.
No. Oh, I can't hear a thing.
I've been loving it.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun to just get on and shoot the shit and talk about some shit that we've been doing. Kyle and his air fryer and stuff like that. So, yeah. Luca, I don't know if these guys actually think I'm serious, but I actually do plan on a Right Comboed cookbook one day, because we absolutely could publish a cookbook, boys.
Oh,
I think
dude,
it'd be awesome.
I got some stuff to add to that.
Oh God, yeah.
And you would be. And Luca,
same here, boys. I got a few bangers to throw down on that for sure.
That's actually pretty smart, man.
Yeah, it'd be fun, right? It's such a random ass thing to come. You know what I mean? Nobody would ever think we're making a cookbook, but maybe we have some easy recipes for those parents out there. You know what I mean? Or, you know, Eric, you probably got a lot of keto recipes. Lucas, you could probably talk recipes for months on end. So I think that would be pretty sick, boys. So if we do end up doing that, Luca, you will 100% be involved, buddy, because I'll need to lean on you a little bit for that.
I've already tackled the cookbook once, so I got files for you, boys.
That's amazing. And so on that note, what is your signature dish that would go in the Right Comboed cookbook? Your number one signature dish?
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know. I honestly, when I cook, and if I had to go to, I just like making pasta, man.
Yeah.
So I'd probably put a pasta dish in there of some sort. A simple, just like super tasty pasta dish.
That's actually, we talked about favorite foods a couple weeks back, and a big, sexy Alfredo pasta was my number one.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that, right? Like a good pasta, you name it, right? Spot on. Even
fills
just
the belly,
butter, cheese.
Yeah. My kids like that actually, because they don't like red sauce. So when I make red sauce pasta, they just do buttered noodles with cheese and ground beef or whatever, and they love it.
Hey, man.
Yeah, same over here.
Awesome, fellas. Awesome. So before we get into some of our other topics here, boys, I just want to mention for any of our listeners out there, please go and follow us on social media. We are on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The handle on all of those is Right Comboed. Please give us a follow. Interact with some of our posts. Let's get chatting. Would love to see it. And then the meat and potatoes is always on the YouTube channel. Subscribe at youtube.com/. at Right Comboed on the tube. Or you can go to any of our bios on the social medias and you'll find it there as well. Really appreciate it. The subscriber count is slowly but surely going up, fellas. And as long as we keep consistent like this, I think it's going to be a great ride on the Right Combo podcast. And thanks to everybody who's on that ride with us. Okay, boys. So we're going to get into some of our topics. We got some fun stuff tonight, and we are already having a hell of a show, if I do say so myself. I want to talk about some of our childhood celebrity crushes, fellas. It's funny because I find that like we often kind of take looks back in time, and I think that's kind of just like a part of the deal with us, right? We've known each other for a long ass time. There's a lot of nostalgia factors. We're 90s kids, and so we have a lot of nostalgia factors. So I want to talk about our top 3 celebrity crushes. I think 90s kids had like probably the cream of the crop celebrity crushes.
We did.
Prime pickings.
Ernst, since you are so excited that you look like you're at 70% already, you want to dive into your top 3 celebrity crushes, buddy? Maybe settle down over there a little bit.
I've been pumped on this one all day.
Oh, nice. I know it's first.
Okay.
I know it's first. I know who it is.
Who's your guess?
Who is it?
It's Screech from Saved by the Bell.
What a dreamboat. Those who know him call him
Dustin Diamond, man.
Yeah. We call him Dustin. Yeah.
Okay, no,
Sorry,
okay.
Thunder, bro.
I'm gonna start just with everyone's obvious Pamela Anderson from Baywatch, obviously, and many other things. Alicia Cuthbert from PMK.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then when she was in The Girl Next Door.
I was just gonna say that.
I saw that in theaters 9 times.
I owned it on DVD, Eric. I owned it on DVD. And it got paid a lot.
Number 3, Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, what a dime. That was a good blast.
But she's not real, so whatever.
That depends who you ask, Eric. That depends who you ask, okay? Yeah. If anyone tries to shit on your imagination, you can tell them to go fuck himself, okay?
All right.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit, though, babe. Absolute fox.
I once caught Eric having a pluck to Baywatch. Pamela Anderson. He might have been like, I want to say like 12 years old or something. I totally fucking busted him.
I blossomed early, okay?
You did.
And like,
I wasn't even mad.
Baywatch was way more than just Pamela Anderson. There was chicks in red bikinis all over the place, and that is hazardous to a 12-year-old boy. Absolutely hazardous. I did the same shit.
Doing that in the Sears catalog, I was doomed.
Oh yeah. It was just that and biker babes, man. 24/7, 24/7.
Oh, Baywatch, biker babes, and the Sears catalog. That could be an episode title right there, fellas.
He was going through Kleenexes like you wouldn't believe.
An alarming rate.
Mom almost had to switch him to paper towel, for Christ's sake.
Oh, pretty much.
Okay, moving on.
Oh my God, that was good. Hey, Bryan, since you're calling out your brother, why don't you go with yours? Because yours might be, a little bit before us.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Actually, maybe like just a little bit before. Okay, so we're going Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
She
was on my list too, Bryan. So I'm sorry for shit talking you about your age there, because she was on my list.
Okay. God, who else? I would say Pam Anderson. Good call on that, bro, for sure. Even what about Yasmin Belyth from Baywatch?
Right.
Remember the brunette chick?
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, she was babe. And obviously Topanga from Boy Meets World. Like,
nice.
you cannot. She's
She's the number one. She is the number one.
Yeah, just a little rocket.
Oh, absolutely.
Topanga.
Fucking Topanga, man. Love it. Lucas, how about you, buddy?
Yeah, Pamela Anderson for sure. I don't think any boy wasn't pumped up about that one, eh?
Oh yeah, she's still in my spank bank. Like fuck.
Nice.
That documentary too. That was a tough one, eh? Do you guys watch that one?
I haven't watched it yet. Actually, I haven't watched the documentary.
To watch it, man. It was pretty intense. Like he kind of like felt bad for it. Like it was. I had no idea. But like when you watch it, it was a good wake up call.
I'll have to give her the watch. Good Comox girl, Pamela Anderson.
And you get to be like on the documentary too, so it's awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll take it.
Nice.
Honestly, I gotta say, I was a big Scary Spice fan. I'm not gonna lie. I had a
Scary Spice of all the Spice Girls.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. Dude, I don't know what it was, man. It was a huge crush out of all the Spice, hands down. Come on, think about it.
It was Ginger Spice.
Ginger Spice,
right? I didn't much from
Ginger Spice for sure.
Sporty Spice over Scary Spice for crying out loud.
Yeah. How about Bryan? How about you? Do you have one?
I honestly, dude, I couldn't tell you what any one of them spices are. I don't know any of them, so I'm bowing out of that. What's that?
Yeah, you're a little too cool for the Spice Girls at that point, eh?
Yeah, no, I was busy having a wank over Topanga while you were fucking getting your spice on, man. I was way too busy to be paying attention to them.
And then also, hey, like I'm not gonna lie, I was a Britney Spears fan, man.
Oh yeah. I'll second that.
You know,
when "Hit Me Baby One More Time" came out, are you kidding me? Like
in her prime, she was something, you know.
Yeah. Oh, she was something that we had never witnessed before when she came out, fellas. That was like the golden goose. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, look at that skirt and that music video. It was
right?
Just,
like
those things going on.
Oh, hello.
Oh, dude. Those are all great selections, boys. Those are all great selections.
Yeah,
I would add, I think I would add two to that. One of them would be, oh, fuck, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, so what the other one, while I try to remember that one, Jessica Biel when she was in Seventh Heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Primo, absolutely
primo. Babe.
I never really watched that.
Kimberly, the Pink Ranger.
Yeah. Oh, Pink Ranger.
Yeah. It was, let me tell you, I put that show on for the kids a couple months back, and she still got it. She holds up.
Nice.
And honorable mention to Lola Bunny from Space Jam.
Any more characters in your Spank Bank area?
Yeah. Any more fictional characters, please.
Got any enemy to add to that?
Yeah, big hente guy. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
No, just kidding around. Just kidding.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lois from Family Guy. I mean.
That's good. Yeah, Eric, you're not living that one down for a while, buddy. You know in advance that we love
it's
you.
okay.
What about from our childhood, our nostalgia movies, guys? I'll throw a couple out there. The Power Ranger movie was definitely, you can see a theme here. Big Power Rangers kid. The Three Ninjas was a big one. Three Ninjas was always a big movie. And we get into things like Ace Ventura and stuff like that. I had the VHS of that. Probably was watching that way too young, but I was watching it anyway, and it was hilarious.
So good, man.
Yeah, unbelievable. Luca, what about some nostalgic movies from when you were a kid?
Yeah, going on the Jim Carrey, man. The Mask was one that I was a huge fan of and watched a lot of.
Who's the chick in The Mask? Because she was a babe too.
Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz, bud.
That's her first movie.
Yeah. Her first movie, yeah, that was like her debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cammy D was definitely up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other people.
The opening scene of Charlie's Angels with her. Anybody?
Yeah.
Dancing around, fluffing pillows. Yeah. But anyway, I'll settle down over here.
Okay, focus, boys. Focus. Everyone focus. Okay.
Movies. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, like epic movies. Like, we talking 90s? Just like when we're kids?
Shit that you
what was what was nostalgic for you? What like brings back memories?
Yeah, like, dude, I watched. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, big Lion King fan.
Yeah.
Go back to that one, dude. I watched that one a bunch. You know another one I watched just recently? Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, sick.
Oh, wow.
What's the car called again? What's the car called again?
It's
an M. It's an M name. It's not Maud, is it? I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going, brother.
That tells you the state I was in when I watched the movie.
Yeah.
Were you right comboed?
Oh, yeah. That was an epic movie. I haven't seen it in a while. How about you boys? I'm trying to think. Like,
I got a few up my sleeve here for sure. Going back a bit before then though, but I'm not going to talk out of turn unless you're going to go to me next.
I'll go next.
You would. You fucking would. Oh man, just rude. Absolutely rude.
Go ahead, B.
Oh, for real? Okay, so tell me if you boys remember this one. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead.
Oh, what a classic! That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay,
that such a good movie.
Eric's seen it. Dude, it's Christina Applegate's first movie, and it's just one of those nostalgic movies for whatever reason. Like I said, it's a little bit predate some of the ones you mentioned, Lucas. Like a few years before that, 5 years.
You gotta watch that.
Really?
It's really good.
Is it like
a great movie? Yes, it is. Yeah, and it's funny.
Okay.
Okay. Another one. Have you guys seen Problem Child?
Oh yeah, Problem Child is amazing.
Those are good.
That little redheaded shit, like, and the second, like, no, that's Child's Play.
Oh shit, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay, Problem Child, yeah.
Those are classics.
Yeah, actually, Kramer makes a guest appearance in that. He plays like the bad guy in that movie. It's pretty funny. A lot of nostalgia in that one. What else? For a cartoon, and this is going way back, like late 80s, is The Land Before Time. That was the cartoon, like the original movie that I used to watch all the fucking time. That and what was that? An American Tale and Five Goes West. Do you remember those?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Nostalgic right there for sure.
Good ones. Those are good.
Yeah.
Those are good. Earned.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Hook.
Oh, so good.
Everybody's
so fucking good.
That's just one I watched a million times.
Yeah.
Good call.
What was my number 2? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Right. Jessica Rabbit, of course.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Porno is yeah.
And then, I'm sorry, what was
that? Basically a porno as far as you're concerned.
Oh yeah,
I got it on now.
That VHS always went missing at the house.
And number 3, one that was always in the household, Dances with Wolves.
Oh yeah.
That's one we watched just so many times with Dad.
Oh, I bet he cries every time, doesn't he? Does he cry every time?
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've never seen it, but I think I recall that it's like a pretty deep one.
Dude, it won 7 Academy Awards.
Yeah,
it's insanely good. Yeah, you got to watch that.
Okay, noted. Dances with Wolves. Sounds beautiful. Yeah,
it is beautiful.
Okay, lastly on this one here, boys, nostalgia toys from back in the day. Nostalgia toys. I'm gonna start with Luke on this.
Me?
Yeah.
I got it. This reminds me of Super Soakers, man. That was the remember our Super Soaker fight, boys?
So good, so good. Yeah.
That
The
was like
fucking backpack one.
oh, yeah, bro. Like hands down, I think that was the best. Man. Super Soakers for me were like, and then another one, Pogs.
Oh, buddy.
Like,
dude,
I remember losing my shit over some of those games, man. Like you put a Pog in there and you lose it. Oh man, that was.
Oh yeah.
Marigold
There's a
days.
couple tubes in the other room here.
No way.
Yeah, Brian's got some in the rec room over here.
One sec, boys.
Sure.
No, you guys can keep talking.
Oh, okay. Are you pulling Pogs down right now? I guarantee he's pulling Pogs right now. I knew it.
He's getting out his slammers, boys. Look out.
Slammers, man. Like, the spikes and stuff. They're like weapons, man.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Buddy. Smell them. Give them a smell. They
smell like shit. But you know what they also smell like? They smell like victory.
Victory.
Yeah, I got some slammers here. Okay, Luca, I remember on at the Quadra House one time where we were having a good time, and we all pulled out the Pogs and we spread them out on the dinner table, and we were there for hours just fucking losing our minds on all these Pogs. You remember that?
Oh yeah,
good time. Having a good time. Still got them, yeah.
That's
awesome.
You ever play Pogs, man? On weed?
Definitely on weed. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I have to say those are my two ultimates, man. Like, I think, Super Soakers and Pogs, man.
Unreal.
Awesome.
What a trip down memory lane. Yeah, I'm glad I still have those. And yeah, like not a lot of people can say they still got their Pogs, but
I still got my two, man.
I think something happened to my metal slammers though, because I don't have any metal slammers in there anymore. It kind of pissed me off when I found that out, but I've gotten over it now. So
bullshit.
Yeah,
it is bullshit. Yeah, it is bullshit. Ernest, what about you for some toys, buddy?
Well, I do remember stealing Bryan's hit sticks back in the day. You remember those, Brian?
Yeah.
It was a little amplifier that you would put on your belt, and that had a cord to two drumsticks, and it would just and anything you touch, it would just be like it would just annoy the shit out of mom and dad. And Brian would get so mad every time I stole it.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yak Packs. That was something. You remember those things?
What were those again?
The little thing that you were just talking, it would just repeat back whatever you said.
Oh, yeah. I fucking remember that. Yeah.
And then I remember Bryan had a little like fart machine that was pretty cool too. They don't make those anymore. Bryan had the coolest toys.
I got one built in, buddy. I got one of those.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, amen to stealing your older siblings' toys, buddy.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I used to steal shit from my sister all the time. I got a couple here. So, obviously, Power Rangers toys was a big one for sure. Mini sticks, mini hockey sticks, huge, absolutely huge.
Totally.
Hot Wheels were my number one. Me and Keeg used to have the most intense collections of Hot Wheels, and I'd go to his house every weekend, and I'd bring my car mats, and he'd have his car mats. We'd have the entire living room covered in car mats. I would literally bring my bin of cars over to his house for the weekend, and we would just play cars. This is when we were like 5 and 6, but we would just play cars all weekend on those mats. Good times. Me and Topping used to play with a lot of tech decks. We used to play with the tech decks a lot. We would
remember those.
We had some of the skate parks, but in woodworking class, we would always build our own little skate parks. And my uncle was living with us at the time, and he had a little wood shop, and we would build stuff in there. So we would build all the wood stuff in my uncle's wood shop, and then for like the metal grind rails, we would do it at his house because his dad always had a bunch of car parts, and so we were just bending like little little tiny pieces of pipe and stuff to make grind rails. That shit was fun. And then we get into a class where we're doing videography stuff and we're making little tech deck videos and shit. It was fucking hilarious. So that was fun. And then lastly, do you guys remember the boy versions of Polly Pockets? I had I think it was like a Star Wars one.
Mighty Max.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, I remember I had one that was space related. Yeah. But either way, those are pretty fun where you got like all the different like rooms in your space station or whatever it was. I remember Mighty Max too.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what were those mice? Those biker mice? Remember those?
Biker mice from hell.
Yeah.
Biker mice from Mars?
Biker mice from Mars. Yeah.
Mars, okay.
I had the toys of those and they were sick with the motorbikes and the little mice. So those are some of mine.
Oh, I got one to add.
Yeah.
Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nice. He was really fun. Good stuff, boys. I'm sure there's a lot of other ones out there too. And so anybody who's listening right now, actually hop in the comments with any toys that we missed from your nostalgia. It doesn't have to be 90s either. If you're from an era before or after that, we'd love to hear your comments on some of those. So dive in on the social medias or on the YouTube comments. That'd be sweet. Get a little interaction going, see some nostalgic toys. It's fun to go down memory lane like that, boys. It's fun. When we were talking about stealing porno mags and shit, that was just some really good memories, you know?
The
mags. Nice, boys. Okay, so we're at 56 minutes. How are you guys doing for time? Because I still have some of these would you rather questions. Should I skip straight to spitting rhymes and splitting spines for tonight, fellas? Or do we want to get into some would you rathers?
Doesn't matter, man.
Alrighty then. What's that, B?
I said, yeah, go for it. Yeah, get into some.
Okay. So I'm not going to come to everybody for each question, but I'll do like one or two for each question. Lucas, would you rather have to read aloud everything you think, or would you rather not have the capability of lying?
Oh man, capability not lying. Man. Some of the stuff I think about, people should not know about what that is.
That was my thought.
That was my choice.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Man, I think, no, thank you. People don't need to know that. I mean, imagine Eric with all his like anime stuff and all that kind of stuff.
You can't lie about that.
Too funny. Yeah.
Okay, Eric, disregard the fact that you already have both of these. Would you rather have a perfect face or a hot bod?
Ooh.
I mean, I'd rather have a perfect face because you can always work on the body, but if you got a shovel face, then you know, you're kind of screwed.
Shovel face.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't heard shovel face in a while. That's a beauty insult.
I'm gonna have to clip that little moment out too with that face, because that was amazing. I want you to relive that face that you just showed us. Oh man, Brian.
Yes.
Would you rather be the most intelligent person in the world or the funniest person in the world?
I mean, you're dropping panties if you're funny, so I'm going the funniest person in the world for sure.
Great point. Is there any merit to the fact that if you're so smart, you can teach yourself to be funny enough to smash pissers?
I mean, potentially. I'm not smart in the slightest, so I can't attest to that. Let's talk to one of the other two who actually are smart and see what they have to say.
No comment. Eric, what about you, buddy?
I don't know. I say if you're smart, you can make a lot of money. Money also does it pretty good. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would do.
I see both sides.
I would do intelligent.
Yeah, intelligent.
Yeah. Okay. Lucas, if you were reincarnated, would you rather be a sea creature or a flying creature?
Oh, dude, that's sick. That's a tough one. It's like either you explore the ocean or you explore the sky. Like, I'd say sea creature.
A lot more going on in the sea.
I think so too. I don't know, yeah, that's a good one. Like, yeah, like how would you? Okay, so if you were to be able to be a sea creature, what would it be?
I'd be something that can go super deep. I'd be something that could go like, okay, apex predator is good, but the reason I would pick sea creature is because there's so much unexplored in the sea, right? And you could get a chance to explore some shit that's never been explored. But that's a really good point with all the stuff going on in the sea. Like sometimes I just don't like to have a lot of shit going on. So flying through the air with nobody fucking with you seems kind of sweet too.
But you used to be like a halibut just chilling on the bottom.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like a stingray, yeah, just waiting. If anyone pisses you off, they're done.
Yeah. All right, Steve Irwin.
I was just going to say that. Fuck you.
Sorry, Eric. Sorry, is it too soon?
Yeah, man, that
hurts. Bryan, would you rather have a wild imagination or a photographic memory? Like, we're talking the imagination of George R.R. Martin, who dreamed up Game of Thrones and that entire world and shit.
Oh man, that's a good one, Trav. So here's the thing: my memory is shit right now. Like it's no good. So I mean, for me, it would be really nice to know what it's like to be able to remember like amazing things and funny things and all that. And here's the other thing is I don't have much of an imagination. Like I fucking hate sci-fi stuff. And you guys know that I don't do Star Wars. I don't do Game of Thrones. I don't do no fire-breathing dragons and mythical creatures. I can't do that shit. So this is a tough one for me, but I probably have to go with a photographic memory. I think I would rather have.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that too. Yeah. Like my memory's hit or miss. Like it's good for some things and it's bad for others. I feel like I could benefit from a crazier imagination. So I would kind of like that because some of the roads it would take you down, it would be pretty fun. And I can get by with a mediocre memory that I have. The imagination would be really fun from a creative lens for sure. Okay, Lucas, this is the last one we got, and I'll go around. Would you rather be a smart asshole or a dumb sweetheart?
Oh man, that's I take the smart asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I feel like if you're, I don't know. That's tough. I feel like you get farther in life being a smart asshole.
I would definitely be the smart asshole for sure. In fact, I'm probably already the smart asshole.
I feel like I'm not.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I mean, sometimes in life you just got to be an asshole. You know? Yeah. And like there's, sometimes you got to be shrewd, right? And some people perceive that as being an asshole. Guilty as charged, folks. Guilty as charged. Anybody differ on that one? Anybody rather be a dumb sweetheart?
Life's pretty good over here, man, in the bottom right.
top right as well. Top right, all good. I'm doing just fine, guys. I'm doing just fine.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I am happy as a clam. I am a non-practicing intellectual.
And case confirmed, the Mitchell boys are the total package, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for all the ladies out there, they are both officially off the market.
Oh yeah, guys are my lady's sliding off her bed as we speak.
Dude, that's incredible. You guys are beauts.
Said what I said.
she chirping you over there?
Oh, probably. I got my earbuds in,
All right, boys. Well, that wraps up another awesome segment of Would You Rather. And we're going to be bringing that one back again for sure, because we always have a really good time when we go through it. If anybody in the comments wants to throw out any good suggestions for Would You Rather as well, we're absolutely open to them. Doesn't have to necessarily be PG. We can kind of do the vetting process as any of them come in. And if anyone wants to send them in, to make sure that it's appropriate for the show. Last segment of the night, fellas, is Spittin' Rhymes and Splittin' Spines. If you haven't heard this segment yet, I actually forgot to do it last week, so I would not be surprised if you hadn't heard it yet, because there's only been one installment of it. And this week, I'm bringing a Mac Miller track, fellas. What this segment is basically is just a really good rhyme from a song that I listen to. Usually, it's one that I hear on the way back from dropping my kids off at daycare. And then I say, hey, that'll be a good rhyme for Spittin' Rhymes and Splittin' Spines. So here we are. And of course, boys, I welcome you guys to bring one on any given episode. Just give me a heads up before the show, and I'll make sure that the floor is yours for this segment. But for tonight, I'm going to go to a song called 100 Grandkids by Mac Miller. It's off his album Self-Care. So a little bit on the newer side as far as his stuff, but an incredible album. Some of his production just gets incredible in some of his later albums. Some of his creativity gets really incredible as well, because I feel like this song 100 Grandkids, you can almost split it into two songs and it almost sounds like different songs, you know what I mean? And the way his verses go is totally different flow. And yeah, I just love this track as well. So I'll put a link to this song in the bio or in the description if anyone wants to check it out. The rhyme itself is kind of more like it's really wordsmithy, right? And it's really clever. So that's why I decided for this to be the rhyme for this week. And so he says, I swear to God, I put the hero in heroin. These flows kilos. I could sell snow to a ski slope. I could sell evil to the devil, non-believers to a temple. Shit, I could sell water to a speedboat. Like that is incredible. And just the way he can listen to the song, because like I don't do it justice, because the way you guys know the way Mac Miller delivers is just so smooth and like just crispy, you know what I mean? And yeah, he delivers it 20 times better than I did, but that's a really sick line. And just the way that it moves through that song into the rest of the verse is really good. Like I almost just naturally started going into the rest of it because it fits super nicely. So yeah, definitely welcome anybody to check that out. And if there's any tracks that you want to hear, let us know. Boys, you as well. If there's any you want to let us know. If you're getting tired of the rap stuff, let us know, because we can dive elsewhere as well. But that's just kind of my wheelhouse, so that's what I'll usually be bringing. So yeah, boys. Eric, you were mentioning in the group chat earlier that 100 Grandkids is one of your fave skis as far as Mac Miller tracks.
That's one of my favorite Mac songs for sure, man. Good, yeah, it slaps pretty hard. It gets me going.
Yeah, he says, when I first made 100 grand, thought it was a shit. Fucking really good, Mac. Lucas, what's some of your favorite Mac Miller songs? Actually, I know that you've probably dove in a little bit because
I don't listen to a lot of Mac Miller, man.
No,
my hip hop.
Recommend.
Sorry, I know 100%. Like my hip hop kind of came in later. Like I never listened to a lot of hip hop earlier on. Drums were like kind of taking over, so like I listened to a lot. But then when I realized that, like, I mean, hip hop is all beats, I kind of was like, it's cool too, right? So I listen to just a lot more. Like I don't know, man. I'd have to say with me, I'm like Jay-Z, old school Jay-Z. I listen to a lot of that.
Nice.
It's random though, man. But yeah, it's funny. I gotta say, Mac Miller. I gotta check him out, man. I don't know much.
I got a Spotify playlist. I'll send you. You know what? I'll put that playlist in the description of the episode as well. Playlist I made of a bunch of his albums. One album that Spotify doesn't have all of is called Kids, and so I wasn't able to put all that into my playlist. So that's a big miss there. But aside from that, really solid place. He totally has some weird shit that you're gonna skip over. He went through some weird fucking phases for sure. But he's a super creative dude. I think he's a musical genius, and yeah, he played a bunch of instruments and stuff though. So highly recommend.
I've heard a lot about him, man. I heard he's sick.
He is incredible. Yeah, it's actually sad that he passed away. But if you look into some of the documentaries and stuff, it's pretty interesting. And he has a Tiny Desk, like a Tiny Desk concert on that YouTube channel that is really good, really good. Cool. So check that out. And that is episode 6's installment of Spittin' Rhymes and Splittin' Spines. And yeah, so it's time for us to head out, boys. I want to say, thanks again to any listeners who tuned in. Make sure you follow us at Right Comboed on all the social media platforms and search Right Comboed on YouTube. You'll find us, or go to the link in the social media bios and you will also find us. Yeah, we really appreciate it. It's been a fun little ride, 6 episodes in, and we're excited for a whole bunch more, branching out and bringing some of the boys on. Keegan and Kyle, of course, couldn't make it tonight. I fucking blew it at the top of the show. Keegan and Kyle are actually no longer a part of the podcast. Yeah.
See you later, boys.
We got the boot for Luca. Keegan's working, and Kyle is spending some time with the in-laws. He's actually semi-newly engaged as well, so that time with the in-laws is very important. So he's off doing that. No biggie there, but yeah, man, it's been a fun doing this. Luca, I hope you had a good time on the show tonight. Great
awesome.
having you, buddy. It's been super, super fun, man.
Boys, yeah, thanks for having me. It's cool to follow you guys the last 5 episodes, and for you to ask me to go on. It's awesome. I feel lucky. So it's
good to see you, buddy.
Get some of these other crazy boys on there.
We gotta get like Jay Gray and Fox all on here for sure.
It's gonna be great to see all the random people that it's gonna be awesome. Like you said, like the plethora of people and stuff.
Oh, I have so many ideas of what we can do with this, boys. I have so many ideas of the fun shit that we can do. And all of those ideas include all of our friend group. I think it would be fantastic. But yeah, man, so that's us for the night. For Bryan Mitchell, Eric Mitchell, Lukas Gurtner, Kyle and Key, who couldn't be here, I am Trav. Thanks again for tuning in. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf? Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now!
Guys, oh, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.